Welcome back to another episode of Suds and Cinema. My name's Kyle.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Josh.
This is episode 105, and this week we are reviewing Ambulance, the latest Michael Bay film.
The Michael Bay.
The Michael Bay.
And today we are also recording our premium, so for this episode, we thought, why not? Let's just have him on the regular show as well. It's our dad, Travis.
Hello, double dose of dad today.
Double D.
So, yeah, that's what's coming up, plus some other stuff we've been watching. You know the drill. Same old might be slightly shorter show because we got to get to this premium. And we're talking Batman later, so the original quadrilogy, I guess it would be called, right?
Yeah,
if you want to call it
Anthology, whatever it is.
The
Saga.
the Batmans we can forget about.
The
Seldomly
saga.
connected Batman.
The
Yeah,
Batman.
if that's your jam, then look out for the premium coming up soon on Bandcamp for a minimum donation of $1. All right, so what's new with you guys? Travis, you are not on your deathbed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I contracted a gnarly tonsil infection. I don't know when, but it was
But
either
I know
in
who
Vegas
gave it to him.
Yeah,
or
Kyle.
shortly after.
tonsil, air quotes, tonsil infection. As soon as you get home from Vegas, suspicious.
Gonorrhea does affect the throat too.
Well, to be fair,
all I know is
Four dudes in one room. Who knows what happened?
Not gonna say.
you know what they say about Vegas.
What happens there stays there.
If you don't leave with tonsillitis, you didn't do
Except for gonorrhea.
Yeah, if you don't almost die
that
after
stays
Vegas,
with
like,
you.
you didn't do anything. Come on.
it right. Yeah.
well,
One of us had
to
it
be
almost done.
fair, I did have tonsil issues as a kid. Also ear issues, like tons of ear infections, all sorts of issues like that. So I don't know if I'm susceptible.
You're
to
that weird kid that
kind of
showed up
stuff.
to the pool with like cotton in his ears.
Yeah, from the tubes.
Yeah.
No, it never got that
He
bad.
can't get his ears wet, guys.
But
There's always that one
Yeah,
kid.
there's always that guy.
And then that's where his love of film came in because he was always
He couldn't
inside because he
swim.
couldn't be outside.
All right.
Bubble
But
boy.
yeah, thought it was just a sore throat, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was in pretty rough shape last weekend, and had Chelsea take me to urgent care, and had to be hooked up to an IV and all that good stuff. But
Damn.
in much better spirits now. I feel like I'm at least like 90% or so. I got to follow up tomorrow just to make sure everything's good. But I looked down my throat this morning, and I think we're back.
You've never sounded
I
better.
scoped it out. Seemed fine.
You've never sounded better.
In your professional opinion, you're getting better.
Yes.
All right, well, it's good to hear. Do we have anything else new? No.
I mean, I was talking about the weekly Christian segment that I'm
Oh
gonna.
yeah,
start.
Jacob's born again after 2025 Congratulations.
Joshua Weasley.
What is
Weasley.
it? The Weasley. That's
I
what I
forgot
said.
about that.
You go and his brother's in it. Ronald.
Yeah. This one is called Old Fashioned. It might be one to watch.
Great drink.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that last episode?
Oh, did I?
2025. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He covered
Oh
it.
yeah. I'm still working through the back catalog. Haven't got there yet.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Well, you got to watch Morbius before you get to that episode. So
Oh yeah.
it's huge.
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 Okay, cool. Well, I guess we can get into our beer segment. Josh, you want to introduce it? I'll grab
I
it for
will.
you.
So obviously it's a known fact that us three, and probably Travis as well, but we all love Stone Brewing.
Oh yeah.
Stone Brewing Company out of
I do.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I just assumed.
I love it already.
Anyway, so this is from their Stone Brewing out of
10.1.
California, Los Angeles. I said that.
I know, but still, it's just surprising to see.
Jake,
It's real.
Jacob, here's your
It is
connection.
cold for you, though.
I know, I put it right in there. Connection, California, Stone Brewing, Los Angeles, ambulance.
Boom. Perfect.
Boom.
Perfect tie-in.
Perfect tie-in.
And,
No,
and watching this movie made me feel like I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day.
Yeah, I was so jacked up.
I'm so jacked up after watching Ambulance.
but I felt like we missed out on an opportunity. You know, there's like Eric, a friend of the show, Toys on My Table. He said there's a Michael Bay bingo. Like
What do
that you
mean?
can do because he always does like things in his movies, and he's like, because he hasn't seen it yet, he's like,
oh yeah,
it's either like here or LA. That's one. And I'm
Mhm.
like, it was in LA. He's like, there's one. And then he like listed a couple of things. I was like, oh my God, it literally is.
Oh, we're
It
gonna
would
get
have been
into
fun to
it.
do.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
is referencing his
base.
own movies. Is referencing
Oh
his
my
own
God.
movies.
I
one
talked
of them?
about that. I talked about that. I'm like,
Yeah,
Which one? We'll get
The
into
Rock.
it.
yeah, well, yeah, The
Oh,
Rock.
I didn't know that was his. I don't give a fuck.
His
Anyway.
only good
There's-
movie.
There's another reference too.
yeah. Yes, exactly. There's more. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
I
save
didn't
it.
catch that one.
Anyway. Back
to the beer.
back to beer. So we have quite a description here. So
Damn, look
Oh,
at it's
yeah.
the whole back of the can.
well, it's even yeah. I think you guys read that one. I'm gonna read the one on Untapped and see if it's the same.
Have you even said what it's called yet?
I'm getting there.
You
Yeah.
want me to read
We're
out
getting
loud?
there. We're getting there.
So this is
Oh, so my joke about green tea didn't make any sense then.
Yeah.
No.
Kyle just likes green tea.
Well, why don't you say the name of it?
Don't worry, we'll fix that in post, Kyle. Just cut that and put it after.
Yeah, exactly. Rearrange it.
so we have Japanese Green Tea IPA, the 2022 release from Stone. Like I said, 10.1 ABV, 75 IBUs. Description reads a 2022 fan favorite. So our style,
Like 2011.
but this is the fan favorite of 2022.
Oh,
I'm reading the description, Jacob.
gotcha.
Verbatim.
You voted, we brewed.
Our style of brewing has always been about taking chances. It's an extension of our what if mentality, wherein we ask ourselves what would happen if we did things differently in the brew house, such as fermenting with a different strain of yeast, or in the case of this beer, incorporating whole leaf green tea imported from Japan. The answer, embodied in this IPA when we first released it in 2011, was something truly magnificent, delicious, and well worth brewing again. But what if we change it up a bit? This time around, we exchanged Pacifica hops from New Zealand for Helga hops from Australia. The result is an IPA that's as bright, herbaceous, and bitingly hoppy as the one that's had our fans requesting its return ever since its depletion from store shelves, but with a modern hop-driven twist that makes the second draft unique and tasty in its own right.
That is like not at all what this one says.
Yeah, it is very
So-
different.
So I could read that one. Do you want to read
You
the
know,
other?
we probably could have coordinated this one because Stone is
Yeah,
pretty
Stone is very.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably could have.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
well,
Is this a triple
bad.
collab?
Yes.
You blew it!
Okay, I'll read the can one too. So let me get some light in here.
Yeah, it's fucking hard to read.
First brewed in 2011, this IPA is something truly magnificent, unique, and well worth brewing
Right,
again.
That part was the same.
The recipe was a collaboration with our friends Toshi Ishii, whose first brewing job was at Stone for many years before going on to become one of Japan's most celebrated craft brewers,
Interesting.
and Brian Baird, who founded Japan's Baird Brewing. Whole leaf green tea adds a gentle accent to the blend of northern and southern hemisphere hops in this recipe, and our fans have been asking for this is the same for its bright herbaceousness to make a return for years. To have such an innovative creation be so fervently enjoyed by nearly everyone who tries it, there's nothing better. When the time inevitably comes to ask for another release, just say Mo Ipai.
Moi Pai.
Mo Ipai. I'll have another. Here we go. So,
All right,
So-
let's crack her open.
yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
I am. I didn't
Yeah, it's
see how
all the
many
Stone beer we haven't had, which is insane because I've had so many.
I didn't see how many votes it had, but it was at like a 379. on-
That was the
on-
original. That's the OG. The 2022.
No,
is
no,
like
it said second
389.
edition.
Oh, I have the 2022, and it says
Oh, there's a 2022
388
SKU
or
also.
something.
Isn't this the second edition also? It was the
Technically,
first
yeah.
one that came up on Untapped when I typed in
Somebody
Japanese
fucked up and
green tea IPA.
did it twice.
It smells just like green tea.
This has 499 is the one I'm looking at a 386.
This smells like a West Coast IPA with tea, so I can't wait.
God, it's so strong though for a fucking.
Oh, second edition, yeah, 379.
10.1.
So yeah, this has
Goodbye.
40,000. I would say this is probably the one to go with, right?
Probably.
Because this one,
I'm gonna taste it.
Jacob can't fucking wait. Drink in his hand, he's got to chug it. We got the timer on him yet?
Yum.
Wow, the tea is like right there.
And for it to be 10%, it's like
So
so chuggable.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Is it
that
dangerous?
is crisp.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Just
dangerous.
enough
That is
hops.
so
it's not
interesting.
it's not
It's
yeah.
Stone.
That is so interesting.
not bitter.
This should have been an enjoy by.
It might have been
Yeah,
inspired by at least. I haven't
That
had
is so
Enjoy
good.
by 420 yet.
I figured it would. It's a little bit malty.
Yeah,
But
I think that
I figured it would be more.
it has
malty.
a bit of a weird flavor. Like
That's
it
the
is very
tea.
good and crushable, but yeah.
Do you ever
it's-
drink matcha?
No, I don't.
It's kind of like matcha.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
An
it.
acquired taste. Or,
I mean,
no.
it's very different from regular green tea taste.
I mean, the good thing is it's for a beer. It tastes unique. That's like it's like a new.
They were right about the gentle though, because like it's just like floating through, just a little bit of a
How's the
like a
mouthfeel on this
flowing
one?
leaf, like falling down.
Mm.
You know, like the sakura leaf slowly drifting down.
What's
It
the
just-
mouthfeel?
It coats the tongue, kind of sticky, like a malty finish on the back of the tongue.
Mm.
It's all about that mouthfeel.
Mm. Oh yes, that consistency.
Well, I'm jealous.
It's really good.
Well,
you should have got this too.
Seek it out. And
I am drinking
try.
a Tropic Island Stout from Diamond Knot Brewing out of Mukilteo, Washington. And
Diamond Knot.
it is actually pretty good, especially for a lower ABV stout. Those aren't my favorite. You know, I like the heavy boys, but
Mm-hmm.
it's balanced, not too bitter. It's got a nice little sweetness to it. I'm a fan. I was actually
Now
not looking
this is coming
forward
from
to it.
you, the king of stouts.
Yes. Yeah, I was not really looking forward to it. It just looked like one of those, basic 6.5%.
Yeah.
What makes it tropical? What's the flavors in there? Flavor profile.
I don't.
I think it has to do with like
I think it's like
the tropic
sweet,
island, like the
fruity
coffee.
notes of it,
Because we had that one beer
or maybe
that
the
was a
coffee,
blend.
too.
The blended beer that we had, the dark cabaret, that had a tropic
Yeah.
stout in it.
It doesn't
I
have
think it
like
just-
pineapple or anything in it, but I think it might have to do with the coffee and like just the sweetness of it. But it's actually really good. Maybe you guys could check her out when you're here.
I was gonna say there's only 1.1K check-in, so I don't think we're gonna be able to get this one here.
Oh, no, definitely not.
No, definitely not in Michigan. But Diamond Knot's pretty popular around here, at least, so should be pretty easy to get.
Oh, I
your
did go
hands
to a
on.
new brewery, Kyle, and you had been there too.
Urban Rest.
Urban Rest.
Isn't it
yeah.
good?
Solid.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I went there we just went there on it was before we saw Trevor Wallace in Royal Oak.
So you
and
were just
yeah, we were
recently.
like right by there, and yeah, I was like, I don't know if this place is good or not, but it looks good, and we just
So that was their
went there and
tap
it was good.
house, the one downtown. Their main
Yeah.
place is like a mile away.
Yeah,
You checked it into the tap house at least.
I don't know. When you go in, it's just like a big open space. The tanks are right on the right. Of
Okay,
it.
then
So I went
you
to
did
the
go to the brewery.
Yeah.
I went to the tap house.
Oh, okay. You went to Tap House.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you were in Ferndale.
Yeah, well, that's technically it. It's like a mile or two from.
Right. We
was
were
right outside of
closer to
Fern-
Royal Oak. Like if their
Mhm.
brewery is like on the border of
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Yeah, Urban Rest is pretty solid. I'd go back there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, cool. That was Japanese Green Tea IPA. Josh's pick. Well, it's Stone, so you should know.
Good pick.
Great pick.
but this one is. I'm gonna feel this one.
Oh god. And 2 of these bad boys.
So get ready to talk about ambulance.
2 of these.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, it's a 6-pack.
6-pack.
We're gonna be gone by Batman.
Good.
Bye.
God.
Thanks for stopping by.
Perfect.
Can't wait till Kyle gets on one of his tangents.
Have you ever
Reverse
dreamed
deep.
that
Did you have?
Don't get me started. I'll do that myself. All right. You guys ready to get into our
Well, hold on, real quick. If anyone
Okay, okay.
cares, yesterday I got to go back out into the wild. It's been a while for me, and I went to Chuck's Hop Shop for their 12th anniversary. That was the place.
Oh. Yeah, that place is
Okay.
great.
And
Place was
tried
amazing.
their collab with Cloudburst. Cloudburst is probably one of the more prominent breweries.
Mhm.
I mean, they're newer, but they are popular in Seattle. And it was a solid hazy. It wasn't like anything to get too excited about. But got some good cans, saving them for you guys when you come. And
Can't
also
wait.
got to
Did you see the haul?
try-
Did I show you guys the haul?
No.
Kyle, you don't
I'll
send
I'll
us shit.
pull it up.
No.
That's just some of what is awaiting us for us.
How many of these are butt chuggable?
All of them.
Everything,
Try all of
technically.
them.
Yum. A lot of Drecker. I love Drecker.
But yeah, shout out to Chuck's 12th
Ooh,
anniversary.
what a haul!
Love you, Chuck.
I love Chuck and his bottles.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's get into our featured review then. We're talking Ambulance. Ambulance is written by Chris Fedak, Lardis, Munch, Peterson. Oh, that was the original Ambulance. Sorry. So Chris Fedak did the
Yikes.
screenplay for this one. Directed by Michael Bay. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Isaac Gonzalez, Garrett Dillahunt, a few others. Plot synopsis reads: 2 robbers steal an ambulance after their heist goes awry. Let's take a listen to a clip.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a 22. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a chopper. It's a chopper.
All right, what did you guys think of Ambulance?
I liked it. No, I didn't. We need to get another one. I didn't like it. No.
It's always you like everything, Jacob.
No,
Yeah, come
don't.
You like 2025. Like, how do you not like Ambulance?
I like 2025 more. No, I'm just kidding. No. So, I mean, I didn't have high expectations going into this movie because I don't like Michael Bay movies.
But higher than usual based off of some of the initial feedback, maybe?
Not really.
Oh.
I didn't actually look any at the initial. I had no idea what people were talking about going into this.
Okay.
And I was already, maybe this affected it too. I had to watch it after 12 hours of work, and I worked the next day, and the earliest showing was at 10:30, and this movie's over 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't happy about that.
So that's a disservice to the great Michael Bay.
Yeah, so maybe it would have been higher. I don't know.
You let your mood affected them. Yeah, come on.
But so yeah, story wise, complete mess. I don't get like it was so tonally weird where it was like these joking parts that weren't funny to like where it would try to be dramatic and like I'm like this is really pushing for you to feel something and I didn't.
Mhm.
And it was done so badly. And then you have the vomit, nausea inducing cinematography. He loves drones. Apparently that's like the new thing. He's like, this is gonna be so cool.
Yeah,
Let's
that shot
flip around in
that
circles.
that
and
shot is
shit."
returned to about 6 too many
Yeah,
times.
way
Like,
too.
Which
It
one?
was too many after the first time.
the spin
The
down
drone
the side
shot?
of a
Down the
building,
side and
down the side of a
falling.
building. Yeah,
Yeah.
swoop around.
I'm just like, like it was so dizzying. Like if somebody has like motion sickness, they're gonna like throw up for real.
Oh yeah.
Like for real.
I put my one note that I wrote in the movie. Worst thing that could have happened. Michael Bay found out how to use drones.
And it wasn't.
note I have.
It wasn't even just that because like even the non-drone shots, they were like a lot of times it was so close up and shaky that even then it was like nauseating to watch. And then you have acting, which was by far the strongest part of the movie when you got, good actors involved. So like I liked their acting, but the writing and like the characters that were written for them were so weird, and just there's so many moments that were just so weird. And I'm like, why is this a thing that's placed into it? I'm thinking like the headphone scene with the music, or
Oh yeah, pretty good.
I love that scene. Actually,
did you? I did not.
I wanted to know the song, but I didn't get my phone out.
To like talking to his wife while he's clearly driving a car, like, and no one. She's just like so oblivious.
Well, she hasn't watched the news at all. Clearly,
to like, I mean, I don't want to get into like spoiler whatever. Like it matters, but I mean, I guess I can say it definitely is action packed. They get right into it pretty soon into the movie and just balls to the wall the whole rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But is that a good thing? I guess if you want to see boom boom action.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was cool. Obviously, he's always about a lot of practical effects and stuff too, even in the old Transformers movies and stuff. So that looked cool. Like that was pretty great. He blew up a lot of stuff, and that's always fun to see. And so it looked like a lot of it was practical to me.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the car stunts were, because that looked real.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
that makes the most sense. But
And so that was cool. But like just story and writing, everything else, pacing, even there's like a nonstop action, but that kind of gets boring. It's so one note that I was just exhausted. I'm just like, oh my god, like keep checking my watch. Like, when is this? This guy could be concluded soon. Like, how is this going to end? And it ended so stupid. Just, yeah. I get if people can get on board and they just like, the action stuff, but I don't see why if this is rated higher than some of his other movies, I don't see why, because I don't think it's any better.
so what you're saying is,
I liked it.
so at the end of the day,
exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
So one seek.
Yeah, if you're gonna reduce me down to just what that.
okay.
Yeah,
Josh, initial
go
thoughts?
ahead.
Yeah, initial thoughts. It was expected, and I don't think, like, I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't
Got
have
a
a
double dose of Morbius syndrome.
yeah. I think so too, and I mean,
No,
I think
Morbius was better.
I think that a lot of Michael Bay films are worse than this, like by a landslide. I think.
Do you?
I don't think that this was as like turn your brain off as most of his films are. I feel and like yeah, it might be a
You
little.
don't think this was as
I
turny right now?
feel
No.
like it was just as
Really?
just like any of the Transformers movies. This
No,
felt
but I don't know. I mean,
like on that level.
I like some of. I mean, the drone was a little excessive, but I like some of the shots, like when him and his brother are arguing, and you just get this sweeping camera that just keeps revolving around them. A couple
There's-
cool looking scenes, and
it was trying new things. I'll give it that.
yeah, like I said, it wasn't just. I mean,
but did it work?
I mean, I don't know. I was 2 hours of action, and yeah, it was long, but I never felt bored at any point of time, and like acting was really good considering what you kind of expect out of this. I think, like no actor, even like the one guy was pretty bad.
The police officer?
No, Zach.
Yeah.
No.
He's dead half the movie.
Were your hands
Yeah.
inside of me? Like, yeah, deep.
Yeah, that was
My God.
sexy as hell. What do you mean?
She is, yeah.
I'd let her fix
yeah.
my spleen. any
She
day of the week.
can, grab my spleen.
No, but the one
It's like, no, the bullet went in deeper. Lower.
Which I'm like, this is like, there's so many medical inaccuracies, which obviously it's a movie, I just
Save that. We got to talk about that.
there's so many medical inaccuracies, and I just accept it. But my God, like some of them, just like, are we not past the point where you don't take out the bullet? Like, I don't know, whatever. Go ahead.
I mean,
I digress.
yeah, I didn't watch Ambulance for its medical accuracies. I
You don't
watched-
use hair clips as medical devices?
Because that would work.
You don't use that?
Last time I did, the guy died. So
Yeah, I mean, I tried once.
I tried it one time.
I tried it, and then I was like, I'm a pharmacist. I shouldn't be doing this.
It was a scrunchie. That was the flaw.
Yeah,
Have you taken aspirin in the last 24 hours? No, my work here's
my
done.
work here's done. Yeah, I mean, it was just I didn't have it that you did. It was the first thing I did when I woke up, so I had all the energy. I had the theater to myself.
Did you get Theater 5?
Yeah,
Me
I got
too.
the.
I did
fucking-
have at least
the
that.
comfy
So like,
recliner seats.
it was almost worse though, because I just was like, oh, I want to sleep.
I was smashing popcorn, drinking Mountain Dew, watching Michael Bay film.
I'm like, if I sleep for like 20 minutes, I'll miss nothing of
Josh
this
is all
movie. So
jacked up.
yeah, I like, and
All
I
jacked
would
up on Mountain Dew.
like you turn your like, yeah, I don't think it was
No,
as
don't say it.
mind numbing
Don't say it.
as mind numbing, but you could. I mean, I think it's not a like intellectual movie by any means, but
No,
yeah,
not
no, it's not.
but I mean, yeah, it was fun. It had its moments.
this
It's
is
not
no stalker.
no, it's not good. But I mean, like I said, like we did when we watched Moonfall. Like I didn't expect much out of that, so when it hits exactly what I expect, like I don't think that
Yeah,
I
I
can
loved
fault it too
Moonfall
much.
too.
Okay.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
like you knew it's a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, no, I knew what I expected,
And it was
didn't
carried-
surprise
and
me.
and it was elevated because you got these borderline. I mean, I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his
Yeah,
name,
yeah,
but
Abdul Mateen.
yep, from Candyman, I loved him in that.
Mhm.
He's definitely an up and comer for a little bit now.
Yeah, they're hot. They're very hot.
So
Oh yeah,
So many hot
sexy
people in this
people.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of sexy people.
Yeah,
loved it.
that's the best part of the movie.
That's Michael Bay bingo right there. Sexy people.
Yeah, there it is.
Uh,
Bingo.
Travis, you want to go and I'll close it, or do you want to reverse?
This is Josh heading into ambulance. Gonna go to the theater, get my popcorn on, get my bay on.
Get my Michael Bay on.
My Bay on.
I did. Yeah. I think I would have made it better if I had a beer in my hand. I just
Kyle,
too
you
bad
want me
they
to go?
don't do that
you want me
anymore.
to go first?
Well, what do you? I mean, I don't know what you're gonna say. So, what do you think should happen?
Go for it. You go first. Save
All right.
the best for last.
Okay, yeah, that's a good call. Okay, Ambulance was kind of garbage. I heard one comparison of like something like Heat and another movie mashed up, and not saying that I went into it with those expectations, but yeah, it's like way worse than the movies that it compared itself to.
It tries
Or
to be
that
Heat
person
a little
compared to-
bit for sure.
Oh, it definitely does. For yeah, that heist scene, like just that alone is a perfect example, like of
How dumb
of this
a heist
movie.
scene
Like
can be.
a lot of like the setups and just like spatial awareness. I'm like, where am I in this space, and like what is going on?
Yeah, that
and
was
that is like a
bad.
huge
I was
problem throughout
lost.
the whole movie.
I was so lost.
Yes, that's a consistent problem, and it comes down to like, I don't know, just like
That's what I said.
storytelling, like the storyboarding of like how are we gonna like portray what's going on to the audience, and that does not happen ever. Like it's never clear what the fuck is going on. Like, and then there's tons of scenes like that. We'll get into it in details, but initial impressions, I thought it was pretty bad. I think Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen are the best parts of it. Going back to what Jacob said, I thought the cinematography, most of his films look gross, but this was just like so bad. And like to Josh's example of like the spinning shot, if you look at that, that's not even like one take, so it's not even that cool. Like it's edited and chopped to hell. There's so many cuts in this. There's like the average shot length in this has to be less than 2 seconds. It is so choppy.
Dude,
and like,
even the
yeah,
beginning with his like when he's talking to his wife, it's chopped.
Exactly.
to hell.
Yeah, it's like
and
it's just
I'm
a
like,
scene
how
of
many takes
dialogue.
did they have to do?
It's not even action. I'm like, how is it this bad?
Well, he has to make everything feel like it's action. So it's like cut,
Oh,
cut.
it's
cut,
so
cut.
yeah. I'm like, seriously, that alone was making me sick. And then,
And it's so close up too. So like it's just like boom.
oh
in,
my
boom
god,
in, boom
the
in.
extreme close-ups.
Yeah.
Like you only can see the eyes and nose of people. I'm like, what is going on,
Are we sure this was?
Well, how else are you going to show the hot people?
dude? Like it just. I mean, the cinematographer, I looked him up. He's only done like, this is definitely his biggest profile movie. He's been like a camera operator on a ton of films, but
Yeah.
this is like his first like
Who was the
DOP.
drone operator though?
Yeah, exactly.
It was
That's
great
that's
flying
the real
though.
question.
Just it's not fun to watch.
No, well, like that's a cool shot, right? But like when you do it over and over and over again, it takes away from like the one time, like the one special aspect of it. It makes
Yeah,
it
I know. The first
not
time I saw
cool. It
him,
makes it
I'm like,
not
oh, a
creative.
drone. That was pretty cool. But then
Yeah,
it
I
did
mean,
it
like-
like 15 more times.
Yeah, I mean, there's like tons of other things you can do, like within a cityscape of like getting cool shots. I mean, you don't need to return to that same well over and over again, and that's what he does. And yeah, just all of those things combined with the story that like this is based off of a movie that Travis, you mentioned it. It's 80 minutes long. Like this should be a tight story, and it gets so just like stretched out. Like by the end of it, we're introducing like a whole like
You keep
C-tier
introducing
plot.
new
Yeah, there's a whole new
characters,
like
yeah.
there's a whole new like threat that is introduced. It's like at the end of the movie. It's like, why is this in here?
Or
It
the
should be-
FBI guy who gets introduced like halfway through
Exactly.
the movie.
I'm like, why are all like keep it simple, and this could be like a tight, good action thriller, which is I guess the original isn't very well received either, but that should have been a good chance to take it and elevate it, but it's not. It's like so drawn out and stretched out, and just the jokes are terrible, the dialogue is terrible. Again, I like some of the stuff with Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, but man, everything else just and again, this would be like one of those turn your brain off movies, but even then, like Morbius, I could do that, and like it gets maybe a pass, but this I can't do it. I can't justify it. So that's my initial thoughts.
All right. I fucking hated this movie. It's probably one
Thank you, Daddy.
it's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. No joke.
Really?
And
Yes,
the
I love
main the main problem with it, beyond what you guys have already said, well, you already said this too, but like the runtime is just like insane. It's so unnecessarily long
For
and,
this
like,
plot, right?
Yes, like
Like it's not justified at all.
I could get down with a dumb heist movie. Like I love heist movies. Obviously I like, elevated ones more, but I can get down with like a 90-minute, just, action.
Yeah, I was hoping for
movie
like
or
The Town.
whatever.
Sounds like
Yeah.
2 hours, I bet.
That's
The Town
way
is
better.
more, yeah.
Town is way better and not
Way
just
better.
like a dumb action movie.
Yeah.
That's like a character-driven heist movie. Like there's
That's like
people
the
to
best
get
heist
invested
movie.
in.
Probably.
But
favorite.
Ambulance, way too fucking long, and it has like all the worst like Bayisms in it, like the product
Oh, yeah.
placement. We talked about
Oh,
before we
yeah,
hit
I know.
record, but the self-referential stuff, like him referencing his own movies, like he didn't even write this, but yet his movies made it into the actual script, and like I just like there's such like
Get
stupid
real.
lines in the movie that like just like I don't know, it's just they're just like eye-rollingly bad. Like the Mel Gibson stuff and saying that
Oh
Braveheart
my god, that was
won-
terrible.
I thought
won
it
a
was
bunch
pretty
of
good.
That was so-
I didn't get it at all.
Dude,
he doesn't look
he didn't look
anything
like- I
like
know,
Mel
he didn't even
Gibson.
look
I was
like
like,
him.
That's
what
the joke.
is he talking
Is he
about?
supposed
No.
to look like? Does he look like
the
somebody? in
worst
Mel
part
Gibson?
about that joke is that Jake Gyllenhaal's character says that movie won a bunch of Grammys. Like how?
Yeah, that's
Oh my
funny.
god, I
Yeah.
know. I know.
That was the
So
part that was
bad.
supposed to be funny. Yeah.
Yeah. You would have
The dialogue is terrible, and there's like a
yes.
million nitpicks.
Spray painting
And-
the ambulance green, which
Yes,
for
the
whatever
green paint
reason.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna
Okay.
get into
Oh,
it.
What did that have to
Why?
do?
I
with
don't know. I
anything?
don't know why.
I still don't know. Why? Let's make it more obvious.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you follow that one?
And then
Like that,
Another
then you just
thing-
broke the whole plan of going in opposite directions.
another thing that really bothered me was how many characters they tried to like spend time with. Like
Mhm.
it's not a
Well,
spoiler.
that's what we were
'cause
saying
it's
is like
so
introducing
minimal.
new people throughout the whole movie.
The little
Like, why?
girl who's in the accident at the beginning of the movie, and they try and bring her back at the end.
Yeah,
like-
what the fuck was that? Like, why?
Well,
I don't
because
care.
we have to.
That was her
complete the
character
arc of the character.
That was
exactly.
her. Oh my god!
She
Like,
learns
it was
to
so
care
dumb.
about people.
Why? Because the bad person who like never. This is
Oh
like
my-
spoiler. Yeah, this is spoiler. I was
We're
Dude,
gonna
like,
when
get
the
into
paramedic-
this.
when the girl paramedic leaves the hospital and it's like the total hero shot. Amazing.
Huge.
Oh,
she
yeah.
just she gets the nod from the
How many
doctor.
Dutch?
Like,
How
you're
many
breaking
Dutch
HIPAA.
angle shots are there in this movie? That's what I
Yeah.
wanna know.
I mean,
Half-
I could
everything
nitpick
from
this-
half
angle.
of them.
I could
Oh,
nitpick this
no.
movie to death, but like it is crazy that this movie is. I know you guys don't care about Rotten Tomatoes, but Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 68%, and an audience score of 87%. And I
Oh,
have
it's
friends
insane
on
on
Letterboxd.
Metascore. The fact that it's yellow on Metascore and not in the red is like
That's
insane
embarrassing.
to me.
It's a 3.0 letterbox.
And
Yeah,
I have
that's insane.
people
That's
I
even
follow on
more
I think you
Letterboxd.
guys are out of your minds, maybe.
55
No.
Metascore. That's way
These
too high.
people are out of their minds. I have people who've given this like 4.5 on my Letterboxd.
Yeah,
That
Silent
is
Dawn gave it a
embarrassing.
4.5.
That is
What?
embarrassing.
But that's what I think we are in agreement, or at least Travis, Jake, and I are in agreement on. Is like it's not one of those just fun, like turn your brain off movies. It's not that at
No,
all. And
people are trying
like,
to say
people
it
are
is, but
selling
it's-
it. People are
yeah.
selling it as that, and it's not. Like
If it was
Moonfall is
90
more
minutes,
that than this. I
maybe,
feel like.
maybe.
Sure.
But 2 hours and 15 minutes, like when I realized there was still an hour left, I was like, we are in trouble. This
Yeah.
movie is fucking sinking.
Yeah.
I feel like when I noticed that too, the last hour did kind of fly by though.
But it's like they keep they keep doing things that are unnecessary to extend it. It's like this, like the premise is like enough. Like I thought what would have been great is like they say the line earlier, they set it up like you can keep anybody alive for 20 minutes. So like when that kicks in, she should have kept that guy alive for 20 minutes of like actual time, like real time, play it out. But they don't do that. They want to go to another hour and a half, and it's like, okay, obviously this guy would have died. Obviously, he's
calling the
dead by
surgeon
now,
on the
but-
golf course. Like,
Oh
Oh my god, yeah.
That was pretty good.
it
great.
is bad. It is like
It's
not so bad it's good.
terrible.
It is just bad and way too
You know,
fucking-
the only reason I even think I'm as high on it as I am is because of how bad the movies I've been watching.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get into more details. Like, I don't want to, like, if we say something that's spoiler, which there's literally
doesn't
nothing to spoil
matter,
in this
yeah.
movie, you pretty much know what's gonna happen. I mean, besides like the final moments, there's really like there's people that live and die. We'll just say so. Those things might get spoiled. Spoilers from here on out if those come up, but I don't even know where to begin with this.
Well, I'll say real
garbage,
quick.
like-
I didn't say anything positive. If there's any positives,
yeah.
I guess Yaya gets a little bit of credit, and then like some of the action,
Yeah,
like
the
I guess
practical effects, yeah, were cool.
I could give a little bit of credit to, but like Jake Gyllenhaal is like mustache twirlingly evil, and like it doesn't even make any sense. And even like, yeah, I do want to get into spoilers because some of the like, I don't know, like character motivations and what actually happens is
all of
just
the character motivations
insane.
don't make sense.
Insane.
All
yeah,
of them.
it's insane.
Yeah, is what's bad about his motivation?
No, his
Will's?
is fine.
Yeah, the reason he
The
goes
original
is
reason,
fine, but it's like,
What's a motivation?
No, look,
the
listen,
original reason why
okay,
you do something.
like he gets an out where he's like, "All right, you're done." Like,
And then he
you can
doesn't-
leave. He's like,
yeah.
"No, I'm not gonna leave."
yeah,
And
Well,
then
because he
or,
already knew he was
or-
fucked.
or the fact that like he's driving and then it's like, "You're having fun now." Yeah. And I'm
or
just like,
I mean,
what?
even the moment where he shoots the cop is like, it's kind of like out of character.
What does
for
that have
him,
to do
like,
with motivation, though?
I'm saying
why does he do
motivation,
the
why
actions that he
does-
does? It
yeah,
doesn't have
why-
to be his. It doesn't
Why
have to
does
be
he
his driving
continue
force,
joining
but-
him? Why does he?
Because he said
like-
we're he's like, what are we gonna do? Shoot our way out of this? Like we're
No.
caught anyway. So why let other people die too when we're already fucked anyway?
No, he could have left under the bridge.
Yeah, he
did
said
it
he's
so
not
he
gonna
gets
leave his
nothing.
brother. That's
Yeah,
from the
but-
And what
get-go.
happens at the end of the movie?
He leaves his. He literally
He kills
shoots
him.
him.
Yeah.
Well, that was that's the
He shoots him.
yeah, but that was the changing tide.
He could have left, took the money, and there's it.
It's
Like,
just inconsistent.
good,
Like
he's
every
out.
character in this movie is so inconsistent. Maybe besides like the paramedic,
the
like,
paramedic.
and
Yeah.
the dead cop. Like,
God.
like it's so up and down.
Oh,
like,
dude.
like one
And
scene.
Hold on.
It's just-
Speaking of the
yeah.
cop, him
Mhm.
wanting to open up a savings account in the middle of the day, like, can I do that right now? Like, there's so many
Yeah.
conveniences in this movie that are just like, and sure, you can call them nitpicks or whatever, but they are bad. Like,
No, I agree. It's stupid, and that's like, yeah, it's terrible writing. Like
Yeah. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's character. He's supposed to be like. He's done this. What?
he's supposed to be
17
like his dad.
times?
He's supposed to be like his dad.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
he's
whole
done
point.
it like how many times?
32.
32 times, and he's this bad. Like, what was their actual plan? Like,
Okay,
what was
okay,
their actual
that's
plan?
that's a great place to start. The heist.
what was
what
their
the
plan?
fuck was their plan? Because the guy rolls up in the fucking truck and they don't get in it and go. It's like, okay, the point of a getaway vehicle is for you to do
Why
the
did
heist,
he even drive
get
around?
out and
Why
go.
didn't he stay in the parking garage? They go back down to the parking
I
garage,
don't
get
know,
in
Jacob.
and drive away.
I don't know.
I don't get what his job was at all. Why does he run over his
The
own
heist
guy?
was so
Why does he
confusing.
driving? Like
He
the
said
heist.
they were supposed to be at that second door
But
he
why did
pulled
they
up to
just
the
go to
wrong
the
door.
parking garage?
because then they would get boxed into a parking garage. He had to get to the surface
But like
side.
they didn't plan on getting caught at all. Like they could have been in and out, gotten
The
the car,
heist
and
was
got
a
out.
complete mess.
They didn't
It
expect
was a
a
mess.
cop to show up.
They
either.
could have. He could have easily just continued. No, I'm sorry, officer. Like I can't let you in right now. Yeah, as soon as we're done, you can come in and do it. Like
But why? How are you going to turn down a cop from wanting to watch a
because
transfer?
like they don't know how things work. Like I talk to cops at the pharmacy all the time.
Yeah,
you
but
think
when-
they're gonna keep pushing? Like
you
they
think that'd
don't.
be
You're like,
suspicious?
oh, we got it. Don't worry. Like everything's fine. They don't care. They just don't care. Like police don't care that much.
You're
like-
not. You're talking about Jackson cops in that LA.
No, they don't. Like they care enough.
Just-
That,
Okay, set that aside.
And-
like that's like
And there was
minimal. That
and
has to set up. That's like there to set up the plot. I'm saying once the heist is in motion and the truck comes around, the guys are standing like right next to it. He
they
fucking
never
runs
get
that guy
in.
over. Yeah, it's
They
like
never
they
get
just
in.
stand there and keep shooting. It's like, why don't they get in and leave? Like, isn't that the point of the
And
getaway
why
vehicle?
did the
I don't get
why
it.
did the getaway vehicle die?
Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing because that's
Anyway,
like brand new.
that's
They
another
like they
convenience.
built that. Yeah,
The
another convenience
convenience.
exactly.
And he's
Yeah.
like looks at it. He's like, that engine is beautiful. Like, yeah,
Sometimes
that's
it's
beautiful.
like, hey, try it
You
now.
just gotta look
he
at
didn't do
it.
anything.
Yeah, I
Sometimes you
know.
just gotta look at it.
Yes. Like then why did it die?
Don't know. I don't know. I
Jacob,
don't know why
you
anything
had-
happens.
What
Jacob,
was
you
that
had
one
to
guy
have-
in the Birkenstocks? Like the stupidest character ever.
Oh my
my
God.
leg.
Jacob,
Who did my
that's-
leg?
He was a
that's
tech
not-
guy.
That's because it's funny. You didn't laugh at that?
No,
He
not
was the
once.
tech, like the tech.
Like
guy.
they're supposed to. All of them were supposed to be this professional crew that have done this, that they hired, that he paid so much money
No, he
for,
didn't.
and he's supposed to have done this like 30 sometimes before, and yet he is this bad.
No, they were a different, like different people that he usually works with.
But they also do this stuff, and they were so.
Yeah,
they
but
just
you
start
could-
shooting right away.
okay,
and,
you
like,
play NBA. You play NBA. Put NBA players together.
It just goes
There's no-
against the
there's no
writing of the
chemistry.
movie. The writing of the movie says his dad was a legend. He went to he studied criminal justice in college just to perfect his craft. So it's like it goes against all the
What did
writing
he
and
do
setup.
that was like he didn't mess anything up?
He hired the fucking crew. If you don't make
If
sure
he's
your
that
crew is on
good,
point,
yeah.
you make sure your crew is on fucking point. And he didn't do that. It's
Well,
like it
there's
goes against
also
all the
other-
writing that they set
Yeah,
up.
but you can't like every bank heist isn't gonna be perfect if you. I
It-
mean, 32 times you're gonna get caught.
I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about fucking simple things. Like they look like the fucking first timers. It's
Well,
stupid.
they didn't expect a cop to get in. That changes a lot of things when you have a cop that's sitting out. Also, there was the entire private division that was sitting outside planted
Which they
because
didn't know.
knew they were going to get hit. They didn't know, but how would they know? Because it was supposed to be they didn't use that truck because it was already tracked, so they were already onto them initially. So it was a trap. If he would have went
But
in the
he
basement,
knew that the car was going to be tracked. That's why he's like, are
Yeah,
you
they
gonna
took a
use
different
this?
one because
He's like,
they
no,
weren't
because
gonna-
this one could
exactly.
be tracked.
Yeah, I know that. But if he sits in the parking structure and they notice that something they see them walking or a car driving out, then it's gonna they already had that planted. Like they had that scoped out, so they said wait until they leave and then you get them.
But I feel like the plan that they did didn't work out at all. Like it wasn't even
Clearly,
close.
and that's the start of the movie. If it went all well and dandy, then the movie wouldn't exist.
Yeah, that's one defense of a movie with problems.
Okay.
because it had to happen that way.
Also, one thing with the heist: how many duffel bags of money did they have? It was 4,
thought
right? Because
4,
2 bags,
Eight,
2 bags
yeah.
was
8
16.
each. Yeah,
Okay,
It was 32 million, wasn't
yeah,
it? Haul?
8 million each bag.
okay. Do you know how much? That is in weight
Oh,
per
yeah.
bag?
It's
Four
oh.
bags. Each bag would weigh over 175 pounds, and they just like toss them around. It's so
well, they're all
fucking
jacked.
stupid.
Did you not see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, that's
stuff,
like- There's so many other nitpicks to get into that like I wouldn't even like care about
didn't know
that in this movie.
exactly. But that was
But
one
yeah.
thing. I did think about that. I was like, they're like this. He says 32 million. I'm like, does he know how much 32 million dollars weighs? Like that's over 700 pounds. and
they
then they
just
put it into
on like a
4
normal
bags.
backpack and like
They put it in 4 bags. It's like, no, it would take up way more than that. Oh, it's so dumb. So dumb.
Jacob, real quick, you had to have loved the truck driver's shot with the shotgun. He missed like 3 or 4 point blank shots on the
Yeah.
the cop.
Yeah, like he's like right there. Just
Well, there was a couple bullet scenes that blew people back.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
my
every shot,
God,
that
every
one guy
time.
got blown into the bank. The one guy got blown against that like glass door carrier or whatever the fuck that was. That truck.
Aren't we like
Oh
past
my
that
God.
point? Bullets
Granted-
don't they go through you.
Yeah.
They
Well,
don't blow
They
you
had
back.
vests on, right?
Well, the cops would have, but
Well, then
still, it
I think the
doesn't.
crew did too.
The crew. Oh yeah, the bank. The high
Yeah, because he
school-
got shot in the
sure,
neck. That's where they.
Sure.
So it would have not pushed back that much, but it would have knocked it back.
Yeah. Regardless, like when the scene with, I mean, when that heist is going on outside of the bank, and they just keep staying there and shooting for some reason instead of, like, they would have left. They would have left Jake Gyllenhaal no matter what. Like,
Yeah,
they would have
like,
gotten in the truck and
They
left.
didn't care. So
But then
why
they keep
didn't
going
they?
back to Jake Gyllenhaal, and this goes on for so long that it's like, by that point, that one crew was already there, and every other cop in LA was at that building already. Like, I know that's why they take the ambulance, but it seems like they would have been inside, like in the inner parts of that, not just surrounding the building, but like they would have already apprehended them by that point. Like, it goes on for too long. It seems unrealistic how long they're able to just keep running back and forth.
Also, this was
different-
like during COVID time because people were
Oh,
wearing
oh, yeah,
masks
well,
and
we
stuff.
know.
Why didn't they just
that
keep
elevator
masks on?
scene was so
Why didn't they just
stupid.
keep
Hilarious.
masks on the whole time?
Yeah, that was so bad.
Like, and if everything went that
Gotta call
badly
attention to it.
right away, right? Like it went that badly right away. Why didn't they just
Well, they had the
run
black.
away?
Yeah, they had the black mask.
Yeah,
like
why didn't they
prepared. It's
just-
like, why didn't they go?
Yeah,
Sorry, that?
and then why didn't they just run away? Okay, this didn't work. Let's just escape.
Yeah,
let's
because
just
everybody else is escaping.
just
and they
run
could've-
with everybody else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, take
and
your
you're
mask off and
done.
run.
Okay, this didn't work. We'll live to see another day.
Yeah, try it again later. No,
Because like, what were they? They were never gonna escape.
no.
No, because it
But he's a good driver, even though there's fucking helicopters following you. And even like at one point, I was like, how much is like the LAPD and stuff willing to pay to catch these guys with how much
Oh, yeah.
lives they're losing, how much
Well, we
damage
talked
they're
about that
causing,
at
how much like
fuck. What's the
they're
movie we were talking
losing in
about
this.
that was like the cost of just the catching them was like way more than what actually
what the cost of
Fuck, I
like
can't
just letting
remember.
them steal it was. Like
Yeah, I
just
know.
let them steal it and then
It's all
find
insured.
them
It's all
later.
insured.
Like find them
I-
later, especially when they found out who Will was. They know who he was. They know where he lives. They know his wife. They know like he's gonna go back. Just
Oh, I
wait.
know. That's what, dude. Like, yeah,
Just
when they
wait.
found out yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do? What's
He's
your
like,
plan
don't call
after
my
that?
wife, and they're like, okay, we'll listen to you.
Yeah,
We're not
what's
gonna
the
call your
plan
wife.
after this because they know everything. Like, it doesn't
Like
make any sense.
he's never gonna be able to give the money to his wife and kid now. So
yeah,
it's just
we're gonna go home. No, you're not.
Yeah. no, you're not.
You need a new
It's
identity.
at this
bud.
point, yeah, and then they're with the cartel or whatever. They're gonna let them have the money. Just fucking stay with them, escape to Mexico or something, and send the money to your family as you can over time. Like you're never gonna be able to go back and have your normal life.
Yeah.
So there's just it's so many dumb things that happen.
I did hate the like how they tried to give him like the backstory of being an amazing driver. Like how, where
In the
like,
military, like
Yeah.
in
The
Afghanistan,
military?
in a desert, like there's nothing to hit or drift around corners. You're just watching out for IEDs.
Yeah, what are you
know?
driving, a Humvee? Like,
Yeah,
you're going
like-
10 miles an
Well,
hour.
and even him like whipping the ambulance around like a 180 at one point. It's like you can't do that in an ambulance. Like it's not practical.
But it has a
But
V8 engine.
He's an F1
Yeah.
driver, as I say.
Right, because the engine helps with handling. I forgot.
Duh.
Dude, the dead end scene, amazing.
Oh my
Oh,
god. And then all the cars just roll.
Yeah, here we go.
Go
It's
straight
like-
up there.
Yeah, he stops and it's like, okay, you can see him at least, I don't know what, 40,
Because
50
they were
yards
behind
out.
him.
Exactly.
If he had
It's like,
enough time to stop, how did they not have enough time to stop?
dude, the incompetence
a
that
couple
they
funny
put on the
lines, though,
LAPD
by
is so
Gyllenhaal.
bad. Like,
Oh yeah.
the driving of them is just like, that's all the
When
best
he-
parts effects wise, but it makes no sense because
When
They
he's
start
like, "Could
fucking
you
like
get closer
ramping
to
up.
the sign? I can't read it."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was some funny lines in this.
I
actually
like Jake Gyllenhaal in this. Like, I think his
Yeah,
over the topness kind of works because it's just
he
like,
kind of reminded how he acted in Okja, but
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
call it similar, but yeah. I mean, I think he's like his performance is
I
good,
liked
and
him.
I don't mind
but
like him being mustache twirling or whatever. That's obviously his character because
Some of it
he's
was a
kind
little
of
too much, though.
well, he's kind of like destined to be his dad. That's like what like he kind of thinks that he's separated from his father by
Not
doing it
killing,
differently,
yeah.
but he really is like connected to him in that way. So like I get that. That's fine, but all of like the other like obvious character shit, like Yahya Abdul Mateen being like the good guy, but he's I mean really not like, and
He
they
was
try
not
to
a
play
good
him
guy.
up to be.
Okay,
And then
that's why the ending.
paramedic of like having
Oh
no
my
heart,
God.
and then she has a heart at the end. Look at that.
I mean, that was like the end. Like, oh, there's so many gross parts in this, but like when the police like, that's the man who saved my
Oh my
life.
God.
He's like, he shot you. He
yeah.
knew he shot him.
Exactly.
He
exactly.
knew he shot him to kill him and
Yeah.
didn't.
but he did save his life.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's the
He's still the
wouldn't-
one who put him in
He
risk.
wouldn't need him to
Yeah,
save
but-
him.
He's
They
never
didn't
gonna. He's
shoot
never
him.
gonna live a high quality of life because of him. Fuck him.
That doesn't
Like,
mean that like that's saying that anytime anybody apologizes, it doesn't matter.
But he still committed a crime. Like he still should go to jail and whatever
Who's to
for
say
the
he
rest of
didn't?
his
We
life.
don't know that.
The
Oh, he
way they
did.
framed it, yeah.
No, I
the
think
cop
that
was-
I think that he still.
Yeah, the
is-
cop was in the hospital room with him. It's not like he's gonna get up and leave. He's done.
I don't know.
like
They
the-
were kind of framing it like, to me, it seemed like they were trying to say like Jake Gyllenhaal was
Well, he might get
like making him do this.
no.
and
He might
was
get a
actually
lighter
good
sentence or
guy.
something, but he's still.
Yeah, lighter sentence, 30 years. He's gonna be like old and shit when he gets out. Like I don't know. That's what it seemed like to me. So it's.
And then his
it
wife was just like,
irrelevant.
"Yeah, okay, I love you still. You're okay. It's okay."
Yeah, yeah.
I did also hate their relationship, like as brothers. It was just so like inconsistent. And,
And the
like-
flashbacks, like
yeah, the
Come on.
It's such like shorthand, but like
Come
terrible
on.
shorthand.
exactly. Yeah, they
Turn
don't do
left.
anything. Yeah, they don't do
Turn
anything to
left.
really like build that relationship other than just being like we grew up together. I don't know. It was and it seemed like it kind of seemed gross because like it seemed like he was really playing into the whole them being different races thing. Obviously,
Mhm.
like everybody's saying like, "Oh, that's not
That's
your real
not your
brother."
brother. It's
I
like,
thought, "Oh,
"This
that's
is
funny. It
my
doesn't
real
look like your
brother."
brother." And he's like, "That is my real brother."
Yeah,
It's like I don't know. Just coming from, especially coming from Michael Bay, it seems really gross to me.
it's like pushing it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one would even say that. It'd be like, "Oh, they must be like
yeah,
half
I mean,
brothers." So, like no one. I don't think anyone even care. Honestly,
regardless, just like how it's written and like into the characters, it felt gross, and yeah, I hated that. I don't know. Okay, let's get to the ambulance thing because I have the same question
green-
Jacob has.
the green
So
ambulance.
yeah, when we get to the part where they're calling in another crew as well. The
The
Mexican
cartel. Yeah,
The
which is a
Poppy
whole other
special.
problem at the end. Yeah.
Papi.
That's
Their plan
what we
is,
call
like-
the Poppy special.
Oh, okay. Also, before we get to this part, the stupidest, probably the stupidest thing in the whole movie. Where do you keep the keys to the ambulances? In the gas cap or in the visor?
Gas
Well, they're in
cap.
the gas cap. Yeah, fucking bullshit. Like
Why would they be?
a whole yard of ambulances with just keys in the gas caps.
Like, why
Anybody
would
can
they
come
be?
and steal.
Like literally, why would they
It
not
makes
be
no
just?
sense.
Why would they be in the gas? Like
It's so stupid. Okay, anyway, so they get all the ambulances together so that way they can create a diversion.
the
but
Texas
they're gonna
whatever they call
but they're gonna paint the ambulance
to
that
make
they're
it
in
the most
green.
obvious. Yeah.
It's like or blue. He wants it to be blue. Like I thought that was like a good idea. Like, oh yeah, you get together and then you spread
Yeah,
apart.
and then you just all keep them,
Which also
the
doesn't make
same.
sense because they're numbered. Like they would have the they've seen them from a helicopter. How many times they have numbers on them? Anyway, they get the
They could have
ambulance and then they
sprayed all
split
their
up.
numbers only.
That would
that
have
would've made
smart.
more sense.
Jacob should have written this. You should have given it the one time over.
Like he could just sprayed it. And okay, this guy also is supposed to be like a professional sprayer. Like he does this. Why the fuck is he spraying the windshield?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's like, don't spray. I gotta see.
Was
This
he-
guy is a professional.
It makes
I
no
thought he
sense.
was the one who spray paints all the cars.
I thought he was just like the receptionist guy.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know who that was?
No.
Wale.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Oh wow,
He looked kind of chubby. I don't know.
I thought when he got out of the when he
COVID man.
got out of the car and was like Just going through some crazy.
Yeah, but
he
that-
drugged me and I got out of the hospital and they told. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but also 100% he would go to prison.
They tell him that he gives him 10K and he has 10K in cash on
In his
him,
person,
which they
on
would
his person.
find, and it's like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, just do this, and it's like, okay, no, like
No, he wouldn't be
obviously
fine. He would
you
be
are
arrested.
connected to these people, like they are going to,
You're
gonna
driving
get,
ambulance
you're gonna get a prison
apart
sentence.
with a bunch of other ambulance, clearly trying to distract from the main ambulance.
How about
I-
the flamingos? Those are two separate events.
Why was he even
That
talking
was
about
not bad. I didn't mind.
Yeah, that was great.
honestly. I kind of like that, but
Honestly, he was
So
the funniest
bad.
character.
Wale?
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
well, him
And
and,
I-
Jake Gyllenhaal like bouncing off each other, that was fine.
I
Like,
also
I didn't mind that.
gotta give
but-
respect for him watching soccer. Hey,
Yeah.
but-
yeah.
It's called football. First
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but the line that he gives like kind of lessens it. Like instead of just saying like it's the most popular sport, he said it's actually the most sophisticated and popular sport. It's like, okay, it's
Loved around the world.
how is it more sophisticated than any other sport? It's not. If you like, that doesn't make sense. Just
Yeah.
be like, it's the most popular
opinion.
sport.
Have you heard soccer people talk about soccer? That's how they talk.
It's the beautiful game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just was stupid. Like too much. Like it seemed like you did one thing right and then you overstepped it and you fucking ruined it by saying that. Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing, I guess, detail wise, that really bothered me was bringing in that whole Mexican cartel and then them like each having their own jobs, right? And then them pinning that like the whole blame and responsibility on them or on Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, I should say, rather than like that was his own fuck up. Like the fault when his son died,
the son
he's
dying,
like,
that was a risk.
yeah, like that, and that was his.
Why would
fault.
you put him in charge of doing that thing if you didn't want him to die?
Right.
You could have put any other person in charge of that.
I
It's
get
not-
like that. It's like an emotional response to it, but like you're the fucking cartel. I don't know. like,
that's always a risk.
yeah, and then just like it added too much on to the movie where like that whole scene of them escaping and then like she shoots Yahya Abdul-Mateen. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like. Is there any black people in the cartel? She just comes around the corner and shoots him. Like, get a pause for like a second to see who it was. This introduces more problems than it solves. It's so stupid.
Or when did he get the gun again?
It was underneath. You see a little.
They show it
foreshadowing.
earlier. Yeah, they show it like they put that's another problem though. It's like they lift him onto a stretcher. It's like, okay, you would make sure the stretcher is clear. They just put him on top of a gun.
A gun.
Yeah, like, yeah, this will be comfortable for 4 hours. Lay on top of this gun.
He's like, oh, I have the gun.
Yeah, and then just him like, and him surviving that long too. Like the whole thing with like they say it in the video call. If his spleen ruptures, like he's bleeding out in 60 seconds. It happens. Pinches it with a hair tie, and then he is like totally coherent at the end of the movie.
He's not
Yeah,
even
they gave him
pale.
blood.
He's not even pale or
He
anything.
gave him
Oh.
blood.
How much blood?
That's another convenience. A huge
Because he would have,
oh, negative. I'm universal donor.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
and he would have like passed out with the amount of blood he
Yeah,
gave.
exactly.
Like in order for this guy to survive, he would have had to give like half the blood. But how much blood is in a body? Is there a limit? How much can you give? Is there a limit?
Exactly.
Well, there's only so
Well,
much.
there's only so much.
Oh, it's just yeah. Again, like plenty of nitpicks within the movie, but beyond that, there's a lot more to complain about. I think it's way worse than just a turn off your brain action flick. I mean, just the technical aspects. There's not really much to praise here at all.
Except the practical effects.
Yeah. I mean, the cars, like a lot of stuff. But even then, I would like the practical effects more if it made sense what they were doing. But
Yeah.
like when cars are driving off of a dead end cliff, when it says dead end, like when you know to stop there, that
Full
lessens that lessens the impact because it's like, why is that car driving off? It doesn't make sense. Oh, it's obviously there for an action shot. So practical effects are cool, but only if it makes sense within the story, and it never almost never made sense. I mean, the
You're
amount
right.
of times that they fucking just are like
Can you imagine how
police
much
cars
it
are running-
cost with how many police died? How many
oh yeah, they're trying to save
cars
save
blew up?
this one cop's life.
One
Who's
cop
like,
who may or may not be alive.
and he's never going to be a cop again because he's fucking going to live a shitty life. Like he's going to be in a wheelchair, and all of these cops are definitely dead.
They're
The one
definitely
cop
dead.
that gets the fucking dude that he runs over that the tailgate of a semi.
Yeah, it
it
rips
just
the tops
fucking
off.
dude.
Yeah.
That cop's head is gone.
I know.
He's decapitated for sure.
Or yeah,
We did.
I
we
mean,
had a
all the
funeral
cops-
for a bird.
all the cops who died from the cartel with that like chain gun that they set up.
No,
Oh
only one
yeah.
person died.
Well, the
Well,
fucking
as far as we know,
Garen Duhart or whatever.
yeah, that like the one of the top guys ends up dead from it.
And then I hated the FBI guy who just happened to go to school with him, and also
Hanson?
like was in therapy
And the
at that
girl
session.
and the girl, all of their rapport
Oh,
was
yeah.
just terrible.
Oh yeah.
So cringeworthy.
She's like, if you get
Cheetos.
Cheeto dust in my
Yes, the Cheetos. Oh,
My
well,
hair.
that was so stupid.
had to get sponsored by
Was it
Cheetos.
Cheeto? Was it literally? It must have been a product placement. Right?
Oh, it definitely was. Dude, why would
Oh,
he
yeah.
be eating fucking hot Cheetos in there? Otherwise, like it makes no sense.
I thought it was just to be a dumb joke, but
And his character having a dog,
I
like
guess.
it just
Nitro.
yeah, that whole dog thing
Yep.
too.
like just
him
so
and the
pointless.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, talk about conveniences. The guy takes the dog in there, and that's the reason. Like they had him dead to rights in the ambulance in that parking garage. He
yeah,
calls
and they're
him
like
off because
stop
of his
because
dog.
the dog.
He's like, it's too dangerous for my dog. Everybody back off. Let him go. It's so stupid.
it's a dog.
It's so dumb. Oh my god. Yeah, like you just keep, like every little thing brings up something else, and it keeps getting worse and worse. It's so bad. So bad.
A lot of hot
Josh
people,
loves
though.
it though. He's like,
I just
nothing
think
to say, but I love it.
See,
You
now
know-
I think my score definitely would have been lower if it wasn't for the movies I watched recently.
yeah, it's makeup on a
I-
pig. Sure, it's a pig still, but it looks at least it's a pretty pig.
no, it's not. What is pretty about it? I
It's
don't. That's what I
a
don't get.
semi-polished turd.
Yeah,
Semi-polished turd.
Like it has a high. Like the
Semi-polished
only thing
diarrhea.
about this is like it has a high budget. If this was a lower budget movie, it would be probably one of the worst movies ever made.
sure,
Yeah,
but it's not.
yeah, it would.
But it has a high budget and well-known actors. That's like literally it.
Yeah, and it sufficed.
I mean, there's I guess I don't even know what action is decent. Like car chases. We've seen 100 cool car chases though. This doesn't do anything new in that realm.
No,
Really.
after
We have better
especially-
heist movies, better car chase
especially
movies.
since we just saw the Batman, which probably had one of the best car chases I've ever seen. But
Well, at
It
least
ain't- it's not the
new,
Matrix
something new.
2.
yeah,
No, it's definitely not the
It's not
Matrix 2.
not
It's
Matrix.
not anywhere close to Matrix Reloaded.
Oh yeah, that's the best car chase. See.
Oh,
Baby Driver has a pretty amazing car chase.
which is ironic because
the
the
camera guy,
cinematographer
yeah.
did Baby Driver.
Mhm.
Oh, camera operator.
Better director.
Yeah, much better.
Arguably,
What? Yeah, arguably.
they have the same amount of
Um,
Oscars. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That wouldn't matter anyway.
I'm just kidding. I think he has more for sure.
The score was all right.
Was it?
Mhm.
don't-
watched
I thought
all
it was
the-
kind of repetitive.
I mean, yeah, it was, but I think for like
I mean, it definitely stood out. Like I listened, I
worked,
heard
yeah.
it. It was there. It was present in the movie, which
It-
is
Yeah, overall,
I mean,
the
nice,
sound
but-
design sound pretty meaty. The guns and everything.
Oh,
sound
I
good.
love that. He
Yeah.
always is
Yeah.
really good with like
Yeah.
the guns.
Yeah.
They had a nice.
It has
They
some good.
They have a lot of weight to
technical
them.
merits.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
the stuff that brings
there
it
we go.
down
The sound.
really
We're praising the
brings it
sound of
down.
everything else. That's what tells you what kind of movie this is. Like,
We're
yeah,
tr-
the sound.
We're
design was
trying to
great.
find something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the guns sounded good.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, I'm running low.
On fumes.
Yeah. Anything else?
Not like
for
that
you guys?
ambulance though, because that thing can drive forever.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what like the time, just like the time of day it was always.
Well, you could see how dark it got over time, so it definitely
Yeah.
was a long time that passed. But
it was supposed to start in the morning.
yeah, and
Obviously.
definitely the sun was like going
Okay, yeah.
down. It was at late afternoon by the end of it.
Yeah.
Huge.
Anything else? No.
Hated it.
Hated it.
Didn't
Also,
like it.
the EMT character, the one that is basically at the beginning and end of the movie.
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, her partner. Mm-hmm. Bad.
Just like another like pointless character to try and like create something with.
Right at
and
the
I-
end. Yeah.
I've really, I mean, there's a bunch of things that feel off in this movie, but shortly after they try and save that little girl's life, she's like, "I'm hungry. Let's go get some enchiladas."
Get
or
enchiladas
whatever."
and eating
And
sushi.
then
They don't
he's-
see
Oh, I
enchiladas,
know.
yeah.
Yes, I thought about She's like, I know the best enchilada place, and he's eating sushi. I'm like, what the fuck was the
Yeah.
point of the line then? Thank you for that. God, everything you say, it's just like brings up another
It didn't
problem.
matter.
It's so stupid. Fuck. Okay. All right. Well, let's slap a star rating on this bad boy, on this bay
Wow.
boy.
I give it a very light, I guess. I'll give it that.
You have 24 hours.
No, it's been more.
You said you watched it 10:30 last night.
No, 2 nights ago.
Oh,
So I can't, or else I would. So
solidified, baby.
I'm not going to watch again, so it's in there.
Ouch.
Give it very light. 2.
I'm gonna give it a heavy 2.5.
Heavy.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
I'm a light 1.5.
I'm going all the way to the bottom of the ocean on this one. 0.5.
5.
Dear, get real.
I love it. I fucking
No.
Get
love it.
real.
Statement.
I
You know what?
hated this
24
movie.
hours. I'm going up to 3 stars.
I love it.
You're going to balance out
Yep.
his half a star.
I'm going
Oh
3
my
stars.
He's going 3
If
stars.
this
on
movie
it.
was 90 minutes, I could have maybe given it like a 1.5 or something. But the fact that it's 2 hours and 15 minutes is insane. Absolutely insane.
Egregious.
I do want to comment that the Mexican Cartel felt like a David Ayer or Antoine Fuqua film.
Yeah, I was definitely getting tax collector vibes in this
Yo,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Oh,
gets-
yeah.
yeah.
But they don't have the Poppy special in
The
Tax
Poppy
Collector.
special.
Oh, no.
Half star for the
Again,
Poppy
okay.
special.
Back to the Poppy special. They're like working on the cars when they get that phone call. They're like doing the welding and stuff. I'm like, it would take way longer to make sure all this stuff is operational before actually doing it. It's so stupid. I hate this movie. I should go down to a 1. It's too late. It's too late. Nothing else. So moving on to nano reviews. Is that right?
Nano reviews.
Okay. Who wants to start? I got 2 things. So Josh, you're starting us off. You want to start with the banger?
Creep?
No. Start with whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Well, I just usually do them in no order.
Yeah, go ahead. Go in order. It's fine.
Okay, so I rewatched a movie with a beautiful runtime of a very short hour 22.
Short ass movie.
Yeah, I watched a little film called Creep.
I'm a big fan of that movie.
Yep, directed
Highly, I don't know if it's underrated, but highly underwatched.
I think
In
it's-
every sense of the word, little.
yeah, it's
2
very
actors and small budget. Very
like,
small budget.
It needs to be watched by more people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, directed by Patrick Bryce, who also is in it, along with Mark Duplass, who's great.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked it originally when I watched it. I haven't seen it in years. And I pretty much remember everything that happened in it. It was just I forget some of the delivery and the actual awkwardness of Mark Duplass's character, and I just absolutely loved that
He's so
so
offbeat.
much. Like, yeah, he just like off kilter and then just like randomly just runs away. You're like,
Yeah.
the guy's like, what the fuck? He's just like, then he scares him. He goes, that my friend was what you see before you die. Wouldn't it be crazy if I just killed you right now? Like, just all the random shit.
It's so funny, but so like, yeah, it's such a
dark
weird
humor,
vibe,
but like
yeah.
not. It was for that. It went for that, but you still felt like it shouldn't have been there.
Well, that made like the dark part work even more.
Yeah, like Shaun of the Dead is a dark humor that's
Yeah,
meant
this
to
is
be
different,
humorous.
though.
This is like a
It makes you
uneasy,
uncomfortable. Yeah.
tension driving humor that you're like, that was funny, but it's still fucking creepy. What a perfect title for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to watch the second one.
I still have never seen the second
I
one.
think I have, but I don't remember anything from that
I
one for
have
sure.
seen both twice.
I remember he has a beard in this one.
And
that's all I got.
The second one, honestly, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I thought, I'm like, how can they do this again? That's probably going to be dumb because like you can't do the same thing, and they don't.
And I
They
think
make it cool, like interesting again in a completely different
Yeah.
way. a completely different way, and it works just as well as the first.
And they
one.
have the exact same letterbox score. Exact
yeah,
same.
like it. That's what. Oh, well, my statement
Yeah.
stands. It works just as well, and it's just as like different as the first one was.
Yeah, and I love it. I mean, the budget's small. It's horror, indie, under an hour and a half. I mean, it screams my my taste and
Yeah,
my.
everybody who loves horror should watch. Both
Oh
of them.
yeah, I mean,
both of them.
fuck. Before you know it, it's over. Like it's so quick.
I love the end too.
Yeah, perfect. And it's like not. It's a good horror for everyone because people that don't like bloody, it's not a bloody horror at all. Like you don't even see any blood. I don't think. It's just like the themes are dark, but
Yeah, it was almost like a thriller more
yeah,
than
but
a horror. But
What's that line from It's Always Sunny? It's about the insinuation or something when he no.
killing it, Kyle.
I've seen
Killing it.
a lot of that. A lot of that just washes over. Yeah. So, Creep, liked it again on my second watch, and I ended up on a 4.0,
Mm-hmm.
4 star.
Huge.
Huge.
Me?
Sure.
I only have 2. I'll do my first one time wise.
No, do your second one.
Date-wise. Okay, so we're doing the premium later, which is Batman, the original. And that was directed by Tim Burton and starred Michael Keaton. So I watched another Tim Burton, Michael Keaton joint, and that would be Beetlejuice. First time watch.
Beetlejuice.
I have never ever seen Beetlejuice until
What?
Wait,
that-
really?
that's my first time watch. Isn't that crazy?
And I was watching.
Daylight
I've
coming.
been rewatching.
Yeah, and that song is like I never knew how sampled that song was until this time. Like I know the TikTok trend, and then that part is also sampled.
Well,
in,
that song.
The fucking Lil Wayne song, A Milli.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
6 foot 7 foot.
Yeah.
Or wait, no,
It's not a milli, but it's
6 foot,
the Carter
7
too. Yeah.
foot.
What's that song called
8
though?
foot bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I know what
Anyway,
you're talking about.
okay,
though.
it's sampled in a Lil Wayne song. I do not like Tim Burton, so I'm putting that out as a stipulation. But I actually really liked Beetlejuice. I thought the first 2/3 was really good, was like amazing, and it kind of goes downhill after that with like, I think it tries to do too much, but yeah, the first 2/3 I thought were like amazing. It was actually was funny, and like I don't like a lot of his movies that are trying to be funny
don't
are
like
never
humor?
usually funny. Well,
I know.
I like good humor.
That's me and Jacob.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thought it was pretty funny. Like some of the effects are bad, like when they try to do too much, like going to a different planet and like the sandworm and everything. That's like too much. But a lot. If we're talking about practical effects, there's great practical effects in here. All of like the costuming and makeup is amazing. I know Alec Baldwin's canceled now, but he's great in it.
I haven't
and
seen it since I was a kid.
I mean, I used to
Yeah.
be like legitimately scared of this movie when we were little.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
It's definitely no, it's not like scary or anything.
Yeah, well, when you're fucking.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
we used to watch the cartoon all the time. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
yeah, like everything that's like horrific in it is mostly like comedic also. So watching it now is totally different.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, everybody in it is great. The end I think is also problematic because Beetlejuice comes, when he comes back, like when
I
they
don't
summon him or
remember.
whatever.
I
Well,
don't remember.
Okay,
yeah.
well, it doesn't matter. You've seen it before. You'll
Yeah, I
you'll
have
know it
seen
if I
it,
talked
yeah.
about it. And he tries to marry, or he wants to marry Lydia, who's like supposed to be a kid in the movie. She's like,
Who's Winona Ryder, right?
yeah, Winona
Yeah.
Ryder. He wants to marry her character, which is just like fucking weird. I don't
Mhm.
know why that's. I mean, this is original, right? This isn't based off of anything.
Yeah, I think it's his original.
It should be
Okay.
original. Yeah.
It's just like a weird thing to put in there because Beetlejuice is. I mean, even if he's not, he's obviously like a ghost. But even if he was a real person, obviously his character or person is over X amount of years old, and she's a kid. It's just really fucking weird and creepy. That's like what his ultimate goal is, and for what reason besides like that she can see ghosts and that she also like is a creep. Or
The
a
song is
weirdo.
called 6 foot 7 foot by Lil Wayne.
Okay, there you go. Glad we figured that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, and It's a nice short ass movie, 92 minutes, 3.5 stars.
Are we ready?
Travis? Do you have
Travis,
anything?
Travis, you have anything notable?
Anything
I
you're sick
have
of?
Besides our shared review.
I have 3 things I will talk about. Well, Kyle, you watched Apollo 10.5?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Let me do these 2 real quick, and then we can do
Go for
that
it.
one later. So I watched Deep Water, the new Ben Affleck, Ana de Armas movie.
Oh yeah, you
No.
loved it.
You claimed him to be the king. Who's the director? Whose movie is it?
Adrian Lyne,
There you go. Yeah,
the
Adrian
king
Lyne,
of the
huge.
erotic thriller.
King of the
I
erotic thriller.
do like some of his movies quite a bit. Not gonna lie. This one, very disappointing. Very stupid. The only really redeeming quality is Ana de Armas.
I was gonna say yeah.
Oh
De Armas.
yeah.
She is beautiful. Could have used a little more of her, but oh yeah. I really want Kyle to watch this movie for one scene alone
I know you.
because it is it is crazy.
I'm gonna try to get around it. The snails definitely have me intrigued. I
Wait,
will say that.
The snails.
The snails. That's all you need to know.
But yeah, it's really bad, and I mean, it could have been sexier. That's all I'll say.
4.5.
No, 1.5. It was really bad. And then I also watched Nobody.
Oh, nice.
Bob Odenkirk
Not
flick
nice.
that you guys were kind of all over the place, if I remember.
Kyle hated
Well,
it.
I was not a fan, if you
Yeah.
remember.
And I think
these
Josh
two,
and Jacob did actually like it or gave it a pass.
Yeah,
let's
we did.
see.
Yeah.
I am with
These
I give it a 3. I
Kyle
liked it the
on this
most.
one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the setup is so silly, and it's supposed to be, but then the movie just tries to like play it straight for the most part, and it just doesn't work. I don't know. It just seems so stupid, and I can't really buy Bob Odenkirk as like an action star. And like
That's why it
it
works.
wasn't no, but it wasn't like silly or stupid enough to really like enjoy it for that reason. Like
Yeah,
the
they
whole
didn't do enough.
setup
I agree,
is
yeah.
so stupid. Like them
Mhm.
like stealing the daughter's like I forget what it
Yes.
even was. It was just
It's a kitty cat bracelet.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really bad.
The
I would rather
action
just
was good,
watch.
though.
Yeah,
Eh.
but I'd rather just watch like John Wick or something if I'm
Wick,
gonna
yeah.
watch a movie for action.
Yeah, and like
And
if you're
then-
gonna do a parody, like parody-esque, because obviously it's trying to go that route. Like the item that they steal is stupid. It's not like a dog. Like a dog makes sense. The item that they steal is like much less consequential than that. Like they don't go enough in the parody route to make it like worth watching. It's just like this is just a lesser tier John Wick.
Yeah,
It doesn't make it
Uh,
worth it to me.
a stupid John.
Yeah, stupid John Wick.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that one because I listened to your guys' review afterwards. So I'm on Kyle's team though.
Glad you watched it. Thank you.
It's okay.
Well, Josh wasn't like super high on it. I mean, we were only a star apart. He gave it a 3.
Yep.
Jacob gave it a 3.5.
Yeah.
So
That was huge. Huge move for
I
2021.
liked it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
yeah, I mean, I like,
Action was fun.
but there are some people
like
that
if
are
I
like
want to turn my brain
4.5,
off and
even
watch an action
5, it's
movie,
like
this is the kind I would watch.
great. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, Josh, go ahead.
At least it's 92 minutes.
You want to get
Okay.
into it?
Can.
You want to get into it?
Yeah, because I'm gonna need some help with this one.
Oh, we'll help you out, baby.
So I finally got around to the
Did
best
I lose you
movie
guys?
ever created by mankind,
No, best
According-
movie of 2021. Let's get that
according
straight.
to these plebes that are on this show with me. And I watched a little film known as Lamb.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
first
you
and
should play it.
foremost, Kyle, we need to revisit your review of The House of the Devil because you said nothing happens in that movie. This movie, nothing happens in this
Are
movie.
you kidding me?
There's
It
always
was-
something happening.
It was
Exactly.
might be one
It's
of the most
constantly
boring horror
happening.
movies I've ever seen in my life.
Everything is to advance
Yeah,
like characters
everything
and motivations.
matters. Everything's important.
No, because what did the end result mean? Nothing.
You just didn't get it.
It's
It was. It was
It's okay.
I mean, like I said, I liked what I saw, but needed a lot more for it to be a
Yeah, it needs a
5-star
lot
movie.
more
Rewatch is
watches.
huge.
Yeah.
Rewatch is huge.
And
I will
I
say,
didn't
but
give it a 5-star, actually.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Give it 4.5.
talked about it like it was one.
Because I'm ready to watch it again, pre-watch 5-star. I have
Right
it
there,
on
you-
4K.
Oh, you
That's
have
why
it.
I have it on
Okay,
4K.
okay.
Wasn't
Of
it-
course
you
I
did-
bought it on 4K.
Well, I
yours
know, but
was
you said
Ultra
you didn't have
Blu-ray,
yours.
I just haven't had a chance to rewatch it yet.
Okay,
I have it on 4K.
Yours is just Ultra Blu-ray, right?
that is 4K. Dummy.
Well, it didn't say 4K specifically; it just said Ultra.
That's what it. That's the same thing. Though.
That's what I thought.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I did see it on. I mean,
As
looked
soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna
looked
rewatch
pretty.
it.
It looked good. I mean, it did have a lot of
Looked
throwaway
good.
scenes.
It looked phenomenal.
I mean,
It
there
is
was a lot of
stunning.
there was a lot of throwaway like
No, it's
that's like,
Okay, hold on. Before
and
we
it's
move
been
on,
better
best
done better.
moment or scene, and there's only one right answer, so I'll give you one shot.
Best scene.
Best moment or scene. I mean, it's not really a full scene, so I can't call it a scene, but best moment.
When the fucking Peter's about to shoot the kid with
Jail.
No.
the gun to its head.
The dream sequence with the sheep and their glowing eyes is fucking
Oh
amazing.
my god! I've seen better. There's a movie called. There's a documentary on Netflix about how they filmed animals at night. That was better than that fucking movie.
No. That scene shot specifically is amazing.
how do they make
How?
the sheep so intimidating?
No, they weren't.
And plus the story, which I talked about on the show, just behind those sheep in particular, awesome. Like, awesome.
Sure.
Like, just it's such a random thing to make.
I mean, this is a movie. It's another like movie that's you're either in or you're out. And I would say that I was mostly in, but a lot there was.
Okay, if we're comparing it, let's just go back to your initial sentence or statement. Comparing it to the House of the Devil, you need to rewatch House of the Devil because nothing happens in that. Nothing like advances characters or like I'm not getting anything from rewatching that. Like she's by herself for the majority of it. Like if you put a lens to this movie, like her killing the mother sheep, like you could look at that almost as a metaphor. Like the relationship between her husband and his brother, like that is so complex. The struggle between like man and nature. This movie is so layered that like there's a lot you can get from it, and you can take different routes on it, and nothing is like correct.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like what is
interpret it
right
different
and
ways.
wrong. It's like, yeah, she loves it, but so did the sheep. Like she loved it. Like,
Yes, and like
but what's right, what's wrong? Is it just that? Like, there's so much
I
to
figured
it.
you
House of
guys
the
are
Devil
grasping at
is
straws
very
here.
like
No.
the House of the Devil is very like this is the plot and this is what happens.
Yeah, and a lot
it's
happens
straightforward.
more than this does.
No,
No,
This movie was very boring for an hour and a half. Like
that's the majority. Hey,
it
you're in the
dragged
majority
on,
on that.
and
You are
it's-
definitely with the majority on that, and that's fine. But I think, I mean, we definitely oversold it.
You way oversold it.
I don't think so.
Nothing
I
happens.
shouldn't say oversold it because
I don't
love
think
it.
I
think
oversold
you
it
should
at all.
It's
Like-
nothing happens. Like it's the movie over, and I was like you said, what's my favorite scene? And it's I had to even think about what I watched because I barely
No, I didn't
remember
say what your
anything.
favorite was. I said what's the best. There's
Oh.
only one right answer for that. Your favorite could be different.
Honestly, the best.
Favorite could be the end because
I was
the
gonna say
the end is amazing.
phenomenal.
I mean,
And
It's
then rewatching
amazing.
it with that context is so amazing.
I didn't.
All
was
of the
just like-
shots, like I said, when I rewatched it, and you see all the shots of like the hills and the mountaintops, and like it adds like another ominous level to it because it's like that is always watching, and it's like
Even
ready,
like
it's
the
there.
acting feels so real and so natural. Just everything feels
Oh,
so real.
Naomi Rapace is in a new, I think, horror movie. I should look it up. Go ahead. Continue.
don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, I mean that's all. It's just it feels
I'm
like
in.
like this is just a real people we're watching.
No, it didn't. Not at all.
How?
Not at all. It didn't feel like a slice of life. No way. It wanted to. It really wanted to by showing you the same 7 shots all of them doing farming the whole movie.
Oh my god.
It was like they would do their
The whole
daily.
movie
They would do
was-
like they would do their normal
that
thing.
was like the setup,
like
That-
a normal thing, and then something weird would happen, and then the next day they're doing the same thing again. Oh, the tractor broke down. Got to fix the tractor. Oh, something scary. Hold on. And then they were like, oh, the tractor broke down. They had to walk back a while. Oh, now the Peter loves the kid.
Yeah,
Oh
but
wait, does he really?
part of that's just like showing their day-to-day life.
Yeah,
I get that, but it's
like
boring.
you think of
It's
farmers,
boring.
but farmers' life, like it's just.
I know,
it's
but what I'm
life.
saying is nothing happened.
In
and-
slice of life, it
and these
shows
little-
slice of life. Like
These little like moments to try and grab your attention, which they I think they were successful for the most part.
I think
But
one
it's
of the
like
best things
it's
about
elevating
it
the
is-
their like seclusion. Like they are secluded, and like the loss of their daughter. Like I don't know. It feels
That
like it
was
would impact
super
them.
underwhelming too.
It feels like it would impact them more than other people because they don't have a
Yeah,
surround. They don't have like
outlets.
they
Yeah.
don't have any outlets. Like they only have
they-
themselves.
like their daily life is the same, except now they have to deal with loss.
Yeah, but that just felt underplayed too for me. Underwhelming.
By how they treated the new
No. I think that thing was. I love the little like exhales that it had, but I think the CG
felt
looked pretty
like
horrible.
That was pretty central. But
Well, it's-
I think
its
that
head-
one of the
the
best
head
things
looked
about
bad.
it is like how ridiculous the premise is, but how straight
Yeah.
it's played.
like literally when I
Mhm.
I wanted to watch this movie because how stupid it sounded. I'm like, I'm all in. And then I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, this is actually like so much more than
And
I
I
expected.
think me going in,
So like I already wanted to see it, and it way exceeded what I expected.
I think going in knowing the tone already though, and you guys didn't, hurt it for me.
I mean, I think I could tell from the trailer that it was going to take itself seriously, just with this weird premise, and I don't know, like so many things going into it for me was just like, what is this? I still had questions in my mind of like, what is this going to be? This is like a new director.
I honestly thought it was gonna be like Tusk, which I like and most people hate.
yeah,
But I
can see
didn't.
that,
I don't
yeah.
love Tusk, but like I like Tusk, and
Tusk is definitely played like in a comedic realm. And
Yeah.
this is like
and
not.
Well, it's Kevin
yeah,
Smith,
this
right?
was
Yeah, Kevin
yeah,
Smith,
but that's why it surprised me so much because I'm like, oh, this is like really different from what I was expecting it
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah, and like I said, I already knew all that.
Mhm.
So like I knew what tone to expect, and you guys definitely way overhyped it for sure.
No, I don't think I
For
could
sure.
because like it's like you're saying like overhyping Lighthouse or Parasite or like you can't like I can't overhype those.
Yeah, right. Like those are 5-star bangers, and when you give it a 5-star, it's like that's what it deserves. I think this is a movie
Best
that
movie
just
of 2021? No, not
it's
even
just
close.
I think it's just a misunderstood movie that like a lot of people feel the same way you do. It was boring. It was like the premise is stupid. They can't get on board with that, and it's like I feel like you need to set that aside. Those are like clouding your judgment.
Sure, but
Hey, it's not for everybody.
I tried. It's a horror.
Hey,
and you guys gave it a 5-star.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The way this conversation is going,
I don't even
all of
really
those
think it's
things
that
said,
much of a horror
your
film,
rating, that
Yeah.
shows how good it is.
I said I liked what I saw,
exactly,
but I don't think
That's
it
how
gets
good
any
is.
better than this.
That's higher than. I mean, that's what I'm saying is I was happy when I
And I
saw
was
that
on-
because I was like,
and that
there
was
is
on the
something
heavy
that he
side.
connected with or liked
Yeah.
about it.
That it was a 3, and I did like the end.
Endings rocks.
The ending is phenomenal.
kinda- I mean,
when
I
it
did like.
ended, like it was one of the few times I'm like, I want to
jaw
like
is just
clap.
on the
Yeah, I
floor.
want to like
Oh,
clap.
Dude,
to
I
this
no
movie.
way.
I was
that
just in the theater. I was like,
No,
I was
it
stunned.
It didn't do that for me. Not even close.
No, I literally wanted to like clap. Almost.
What? She
like,
just cries and it ends.
no.
yeah,
like,
but she doesn't though. That's what's
Yeah.
fucked up. She cries for like a second and then it's like,
stops.
and yeah,
and then
that's
just
like,
white.
oh my
yeah.
god, it's so good.
Yeah. It's like I love Green Knight, the Green Knight's ending, and
Oh, I love
this
that
I
ending.
loved even more.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I know most people are gonna hate both of those, but it just it was perfect. Perfect ending. Perfect ending.
Mm.
To bring it back, the movie that is out this year that Newmer possibly in is called You Won't Be Alone. Currently has a 7.0 and a 79 Metascore. Travis, is this on your watch list? Or on your radar, I should say?
It is on my radar.
So, yeah. Have you seen this? It looks pretty fucking good. Cannot wait.
Do you know who's releasing it? Is it?
I don't know the company. I think it was a festival movie, right? Sundance. So I don't know if anybody's picked up distribution for it yet. But We will see. Produced by Causeway Films. Film Victoria, I guess that would be. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who's distributing it, but Focus looks like Focus Features. Does that sound right? Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because they just released. They're releasing Northman.
Oh, there you go. Gonna be huge. Okay. Travis, you want to get into Apollo 10.5?
I gave it a 3.5.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. 3.5.
Sure. You want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so going into this, a couple people that we know liked it a lot, and some of the ratings are pretty high for it. It is a Richard Linklater film, which I didn't know that, and I haven't seen any of his animated stuff before, so this was my first foray into that realm. But yeah, I didn't love it by any means. I mean, I think it's well made, but it just plays in this space between like a documentary and a narrative film, but it's not based on anything real besides the time. So like when I say that, I mean like none of the characters are like based on real people or anything like that. So like it having all of these, like it feeling like a documentary, you know, in the back of your head that that's like a lie because none of these people are real. It's basically just mostly narration and like this was happened at this time and this happened at this time. And I'm like, okay, that's like cool.
Dude,
That's so stupid. Like I want to watch, like if I'm going to look at that, I want to see like real people through that. Or like Linklater obviously has like this huge passion for going back in the past. Like these characters, I guess would be around the same age as his characters from Everybody Wants Some and from Dazed and Confused. So he obviously has an affinity for this generation, right? But those movies are so much better because they're told, it's telling a story through these characters, and they're just like, a lot of people call them plotless. And I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about this movie, but it's even more plotless because it's like just like this happened and then this was popular at the time and then we listened to the Monkees and we saw war through our TV. It's like, well, yeah, that's just like, you're just like giving a large broad spectrum of the 60s. Like everybody knows this already.
Yeah, we've seen it in other movies before, like
exactly.
And it just wasn't like I mean, this was just like an onslaught of that. It's it's member berries the movie for people who grew up in the 60s, and it just got like, I just grew so tired of it towards the end, and I didn't really like the aspect of like the kid being part of like the space race or whatever. Like it just,
well, that's like, that was like the only thing that made it I feel like maybe a little bit interesting, like it being Apollo 10.5. Like obviously that's not a real thing, and like that was this kid's, that seemed like the only thing fictional about it that you could latch onto, because everything else just seemed like, here's what the 60s was like. It's like, okay, we've seen that a million times in movies before. Why do we care? Why do we care about it in this movie? You don't care about it. It's so stupid.
well, I mean, I didn't necessarily like dislike the animation. It was fine, and it's a little bit different than what we normally see for animated movies. But like,
well, that was the style, right? I mean, that's like purposeful, right? It's rotoscope, I think is what it's called.
But like, if we're gonna do like nostalgia lane, I would rather see it like be like, you know, real, like a Days of Confused or like Everybody Wants Some. But I don't know. It just felt like a too much of like a personal, like, you know, like passion project thing that he wanted to get out of his system. And yeah, I just think there's like, they just focus way too much on like trying to like reminisce on the period that I just didn't really care for it. No,
I mean, even like
here,
like flowing from like scene to scene, it's hard to describe a scene because what is a scene in this movie? Everything is just like, we made up a game in our garage, and then growing up, like this, the way that it flows is sometimes it flows like it makes sense the way that like these things connect, and sometimes it's like, oh, and also we did this, like, you know what I'm saying, like how the writing is.
But yeah, like everyone has childhood memories though, so just like putting a ton of them in a movie doesn't necessarily just make it great. Like I just, and that's what people are giving it credit for. It's just like just reminiscing on the past, and I don't know, it just didn't really work for me.
No free passes here.
No, it's true though. It's like, yeah, like I love Jack Black, and I think he like does a good job
Mhm.
narrating. Like he really gives a lot of animation to this voice, and
But that's all it is. The whole
it,
movie is narration.
yes,
So
yes, I agree.
that even grows tired after a while.
Exactly. Yeah. There's not like there's almost never like an extended more than 2 to 3 minute scene of just like the actual characters interacting with each other. Like it's bizarre that in that sense that like
Yeah.
most of it is narration and just like and we did this and then we did this and times were different and capital punishment was okay and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even think like the storytelling was that great in it. Like it
No,
just
definitely. What is what is story is there? I mean,
I don't know.
it's yeah,
And even
it's
like the character development, it didn't feel that great to me either. Like it just felt like we were just getting these little nuggets of like his childhood or someone's childhood from that era. But again,
well,
we've seen
nothing
that in
like
other
no
movies.
character
Like
development is shown. It's all told. Like, oh, Vicky, she was the oldest, so she had the best taste in music. It's like, okay, well, you could have had that same scene without saying that. Like, you could have had
yeah.
her saying, "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" is actually code for LSD. Like, it just would have been like you can like perceive that from what she's saying rather than like saying, "Well, Vicky was the oldest, so she had the best taste in music. It was the weirdest or whatever." It's just
That also
all like
some of
that
that
writing
stuff
and
felt pretty obvious too, or not like I don't know,
oh,
just like on the
totally,
nose, like
totally.
the Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds stuff, and then like the what was the other song they made a big deal about?
The scene in the car where they have to bleep it out. I don't know what that song's called though. The
No,
word
where
the Johnny Cash song, I think.
no, it's when they're like sitting on the couch and the brother's like, okay, one more time, like it's
Oh, sugar, sugar.
yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, honey, honey. Yeah, that
Oh.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It just, I don't know. It just felt like so like surface level.
You're my candy
Oh,
girl.
exactly. Like,
Candy girl.
okay, obviously we are from a different generation, but like all of these
Obviously.
things are obvious to us. Well, that's the problem is like somebody that's like older and watching this, I can't even imagine they would be like, well,
Well, yeah.
yeah, that's like all the obvious shit from our time. Like get into something like
You bring
get
up
into
a good
something
point.
deeper.
Like, say this movie was set in the 90s or whatever. It's doing the same exact thing, but reminiscing on shit from the 90s. I don't think I would like it that much more. Like maybe I could relate to it a bit more, but like it's still just I don't know, it just didn't do much for me. And like just reminiscing on stuff doesn't automatically make it good. Or
I mean,
great.
it's like somebody trying to relate to you. Say, obviously we all love movies. Let's say somebody like tries to relate to us by saying, "Oh, I love movies too. Have you ever seen Avengers Endgame?" It's like, yeah, that's the most popular fucking movie in the world. Like, no shit.
Or if you're
But
a
like,
climber, they're like, ask, have you seen Free Solo?
yeah, like
Yeah.
let's get into like the let's get exactly. Let's get into
Yeah.
the nitty gritty, and it's like, okay, now they're lost, and it's like that feels like somebody that was born in this generation and grew up in this time would feel like. I mean, some of the Houston stuff, I will say, was kind of cool. Like, I honestly didn't know like that's where the term AstroTurf came from, and like some of the stuff that was just like it
Astro.
living in that time and like growing up in that time. But that's like a 5 minute or less part
Yeah.
of the movie, like learning about that.
That
That's
was probably
so
my favorite
minuscule.
part was
Yeah.
them talking about how like everything was new in that town and like it
Mhm.
was like there was such a big emphasis on Houston because NASA was there and like them
Mhm.
building the like communities and not like setting it up for flooding and all that. Like that stuff was interesting, but like, you know, making a callback to sugar sugar or like eating a fucking popsicle. It's like who cares? Like
Yes.
Pops.
Yeah.
Is that were those invented in the 60s?
Well, popsicles and like how they were stored, I guess, was
Oh,
different
yep,
because
yep.
of dry ice.
Yeah.
So they they like have this.
It was literally just
kinda-
a documentary on the 60s. Like
I
all
mean,
these,
not
like,
even a
like
documentary
these
because
fact cards. Did you
yeah.
happen to know this happened then?
Yeah, I mean, it basically is like that. It runs through so many things, and it's just like all are I don't know obvious and just like honestly they play. There's no plot to this, so it plays really no like role in anything story related. I don't know. It's not terrible. Like it's watchable, but like I definitely wouldn't want to commit my full attention to
What's
it.
the runtime look like? That's where
It's
I'm
an hour and a
short.
half, so it's pretty short.
perfect.
Yeah. I don't know though. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody like again, but it's hard to recommend to anybody because outside of that, I feel like people in that generation would hate it even more because
I would rather just
of
watch
the fact
something
that it's
like
so surface level.
A Serious Man by the Coen brothers. That's
Mm,
set in the 60s, and I feel like paints a picture of that era. Like, sure, it's not like um, the plot isn't like surrounding the space race and or in Houston and all that, but like I just feel like that paints a better picture of that era and isn't like so obvious about it.
yeah, I like you're never if you find here's the thing. If you made like a live action narrative film and it included all of the things that this movie included, like trivia wise about the 60s, it would be really bad, right? Because you'd be like, "Oh, this they're forcing this in and they're forcing this in," and they like it just wouldn't flow correctly. But like if you watched let's say 10 movies, a collective of movies set in that time or made in that time, it would be way better. Like what you just said, what was the movie?
A Serious Man.
How's the
A
devil?
Serious Man.
Oh,
If you took like A Serious Man, First Man, Damien Chazelle's movie, like these movies that are about that, like are set in that time or about that time, nothing would feel like as forced or like contrived as this movie feels as a whole. You would get
Well,
a
yeah,
better picture of that time period.
and those moments I think would be like little nuggets, but in this movie, it's like the whole fucking thing.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I honestly do not get how like people are like going bananas over this or even giving it like that much of a pass. Like it's crazy.
It's
Nostalgia is
Linklater.
a hell of a
That's
is a
why.
hell of a
hell of a
drug.
drug.
Yeah, Linklater free pass plus nostalgia. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
disappointed by it ultimately.
I think I'm pretty much in line with you. Like, it's not a bad movie, but it's like I wouldn't ever want to watch it again or like recommend it to
No.
anybody. So I think I'm around a 2.5.
That's where he is.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
You didn't log it though.
No, I literally just finished it before
Oh.
coming here, so I didn't even log it yet. I knew
Yeah,
I was gonna
78
talk about it.
Metascore.
So.
Get real.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Fucking Linklater pass. All right, Josh, you got one more to go.
I technically have one more, but we've talked about it multiple times.
Oh my god, Super Dark Times, fucking kill me.
No, the Dark Knight.
Oh,
Dark
hey,
Knight.
knew it had dark in the title.
Knew it had dark,
You were there.
and that movie is just incredible. Still,
5-star.
Hey, don't give anything away. If you want to listen or hear our thoughts on the Dark Knight,
yeah.
we have a premium episode for a
Yeah,
minimum donation of
For a
$1.
minimum, it was free, I think, at one point, but now it's $1.
And if you want,
It was free for a long time.
It was free for
so-
like most of the
but
time.
you fucked up and you didn't listen. So now
you want to
it's-
hear
Now it's
the
$1
if you want to keep the train going on the Batmans, we will be recording
on the
That's-
Batman,
That's right.
the quadrilogy tonight. So be on the lookout.
the saga, as I like to say, as of
That'll
today.
be seven films of our premiums are Batman.
Will be Batman dedicated. That's true. Okay, well, I think that about wraps us up. Then next week we are planning on Everything, Everywhere, All the Time. Still, that's the plan. Right?
Wrong.
All at once.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah, everything,
We have another.
everywhere,
What's that one
anytime.
movie?
The Wind. No, not Wind River.
Yes.
Never, always,
Those-
sometimes.
those
no,
who want-
never.
Those who wish me
who
dead.
want me dead.
We have another one of those titles on our hands.
Those who want me dead. Those who wish.
Those who
we
wish
were-
for me to die.
Those who wish peril upon. my
Never,
life.
rarely, sometimes, always.
That one's easy.
Yeah, that one we never fucked up. Come on. That's Josh's girl we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Watch out with the Hitman slander.
Okay, so that is the plan. Also, I know this isn't going to be a feature review, but anybody else interested in Duel? The
Duel.
new Riley Stearns movie, who directed Art of Self-Defense.
Oh, I did like
I
that.
mean, I'm interested.
I am.
I don't think I
intrigued.
liked it as much as
I'm
Is
surprised
it
you didn't want to watch the new
streaming
Judd
or-
Apatow film.
It says theaters, so I don't think it's gonna go to streaming right away. But it's one of those movies that seems like it would go to digital quickly because it's gonna be smaller. But it's theater release date is next Friday, so I don't know if we'll have a chance to see it or not. But I am definitely interested. So, but yeah, besides that, yep, Everything Everywhere will be our feature review, and that's about it. So. Thanks for listening. If you want to send us a question or comment, you can email us at sudsandcinemapodcast@gmail.com. I am on Letterboxd and Untapped at the KG Project.
I'm on both those as JSal517. That's JSAL517.
And I'm on both platforms at Josh_Saldana.
Anything to plug, Dad?
I
Cheers,
think
guys.
I am Travis Paul on both platforms. So if you're wanting to follow my beer or film journey, go ahead and follow me there. And then, of course, I do the Cinephiles Digest podcast. So if you want to hear more of me, go check that out as well.
Definitely. All right. Thanks for listening.
Cheers, guys.
All caught up in the red